I think we haven't touched upon this, and I think that's a very interesting topic. Whether it's 2 years or whether it's 9 years, some form of an AGI is coming, which will be better at humans at literally everything. Like I don't think there is going to be a single thing that humans can do better than machines. Not a single thing. Not one. But some things will be disrupted later than others. And I think that the things that will be disrupted the latest, or I think the things that will do well, in order to figure out what they are, you have to ask yourself, like, what problems will the rapid rise of AI cause? And I think we're going to see a spike in unemployment, but I think that will not only evaporate income, but perhaps more importantly, in the context of the Western world, it's going to destroy people's identities, and it's going to destroy like people's like their function, like what they're going to do, how they're going to spend time, right? So this kind of ties back to this whole spirituality thesis that I have is which quote unquote financial assets are good or at least decent hedges against the AI rise, which is mathematically inevitable, right? Which assets are going to thrive during this age of technical acceleration, right? And I think it's actually not going to be, that's kind of another answer to your question about cash flow. I think essentially you don't even need AGI. Just like a sufficiently strong, weak AI is going to destroy a lot of cash flow businesses, especially in the open source DeFi context, because most of the code bases are open source, and the cost of like computer code is slowly collapsing to zero, which means that the fees that a lot of the cash flow producing DeFi projects, that the fees that they can charge, I think they're going to, maybe not overnight, but over the next 3-4 years, they're going to grind down. And I think essentially AI is going to disrupt everything technical and everything cash flow much earlier than it can disrupt the spiritual. And that's why I like pure memes, pure belief assets, the pure spiritual, because I think that they're going to do incredibly well in this kind of like AI upheaval, in this AI chaos. And I think essentially SPX 6900 is going to be one of the beneficiaries of this like AI destruction, essentially AI disruption. And like that is like one of the 5 trends that I'm thinking about the most. Essentially, how do we survive? Because humans are going to become useless. And as dramatic as that sounds, we need to make peace with that, right? So in order to make peace with that, if you think that if we take the median number of years where experts think AGI is going to come, call it 4 or 5 years, right? We need to think what's going to do well in those 4 or 5 years when unemployment is already going to start trickling down and inflation will continue persisting, right? So I think it needs to be these crazy spiritual assets. That's my bet.